Hi guys, so I've been saying for a long time now that Parliament does not function. Boris Johnson treats it with complete and utter contempt. His ministers do not respond to questions. They do not answer questions. Boris Johnson does not answer questions. So it comes down to members of Parliament using whatever tools they have in order to attempt to hold Boris Johnson to account. Because as I've said before, asking him questions, he doesn't answer those questions. Asking for the Speaker of the House to intervene does not work because the Speaker of the House has no power over Boris Johnson. So it comes down to members of Parliament using whatever tools they have in their arsenal against Boris Johnson. And you're going to hear a very good example of how you can approach this problem with Ian Blackford, the leader of the SNP in the House of Commons. So let's hear his question to Boris Johnson.
Mr. Speaker, over 127,000 people have died from COVID in the United Kingdom. People have lost their mothers and fathers, their grandparents and even their children. NHS staff have given their all, fighting to keep people alive. That's why so many people find the Prime Minister's remark that he would rather let their bodies pile high in their thousands than go into lockdown utterly sickening. The BBC and ITV have multiple sources confirming that this is what the Prime Minister said. People are willing to go under oath, Mr. Speaker, confirming that the Prime Minister said these exact words. Under oath, Mr. Speaker. Now, parliamentary rules stop me from saying that the Prime Minister has repeatedly lied to the public over the last week.
I love this. I love this. Parliamentary rules do not allow me to call Boris Johnson a liar. So I'm going to ask Boris Johnson, are you a liar? He's going to say this next. Spoiler, sorry. This is the approach you need. You have to point out to the public that parliamentary rules do not allow me to call Boris Johnson a liar. So I'm going to ask Boris Johnson, are you a liar? This is epic.
But can I ask the question? Are you a liar, Prime Minister?
The Speaker of the House doesn't know what to do here. He's like, okay, well, you know, Ian Blackford did not call Boris Johnson a liar. He simply asked, are you a liar? You know, the Speaker is there in a sense, I'm convinced he's there to defend the Prime Minister and allow Boris Johnson to get away with murder, it seems. This is the perfect question, because the rules do not allow you to insult the Prime Minister, but asking the Prime Minister to insult himself is the correct approach.
Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I leave it to you to judge whether the honourable gentleman's remarks were in order, but I will...
In order? Are they in order? Asking the Prime Minister, are you a liar? He's asking a question. Boris Johnson simply has to respond by saying, no, I'm not a liar. But we know that Boris Johnson is a liar. Boris Johnson knows he's a liar. Everyone in the House of Commons, whether they're part of the Conservative Party or in the opposition, they know that he's a liar. We all know he's a liar. Everyone in the media knows he's a liar. This is the perfect question.
What I will say to him is that...
Say, unfortunately, we're in order, but we're not savoury and not what we would expect.
The comments were unsavoury or not savoury or not what we'd expect. So this is the Speaker of the House is attacking Ian Blackford here for using unsavoury language. The problem is not that Boris Johnson is a liar. The problem is asking Boris Johnson if he is a liar. We all know he's a liar. The Speaker of the House knows that Boris Johnson is a liar. But it's unsavoury to suggest that he's a liar. But in a way, Ian Blackford did not do that. Ian Blackford asked, are you a liar?
I'm grateful to you, Mr. Speaker. But what I would say to the right honourable gentleman is that if he is going to relay that kind of quotation, it is up to him in a place like Parliament to produce the author the person who claims to have heard it, because I can't find them. He says that they're willing to go on oath. Perhaps they're sitting somewhere in this building. I rather doubt it.
Okay, this is Boris Johnson digging a hole for himself here. How can you say that you didn't make a statement and then turn around and say that you doubt the people who are suggesting that you did sit in Parliament? How can you make that statement, Boris? How can you say, look, I didn't say something, but the people who are suggesting that I did are not sitting in the Parliament? How do you know that? He obviously knows that somebody has said it, and he probably knows who said it. Boris Johnson could come out in Parliament and say, look, Dominic Cummings said that I said this, or Michael Gove said that I said this, but though they're not sitting in Parliament today. He could ask Ian Blackford, do you think it's Michael Gove that had said this? Do you think it was Dominic Cummings that said this?
Because I didn't say those words. What I do believe is that a lockdown is a miserable, miserable thing. And I did everything I could to try to protect the British public throughout the pandemic, to protect them from lockdowns, but also to protect them from disease. And he's right to draw attention to the wretched toll that COVID has brought. And we grieve. I know the whole House grieves for every family that has lost a loved one. It has been a horrendous time. But it is thanks to that lockdown and the vaccine rollout, combined with the vaccine rollout, that we're making the progress we are. And I may say we're making progress across the whole of the United Kingdom.
This is the correct approach. You need to call Boris Johnson out as a liar, but you can't actually say that he's a liar. You have to ask him, are you a liar? Now, I wish other members of Parliament would do the same. I wish the leader of the opposition, Keir Starmer, would ask Boris Johnson, are you a liar? Ask him the question. Please respond to the question. Are you a liar? Suggesting that he's a liar, of course, is breaking the rules. But allow him to defend himself. We all know he's a liar. We all know that he has been lying about everything when it comes to Brexit, the pandemic, about his apartment, about his connections to different individuals. We all know he's a liar. It's insane that you're not actually allowed to say that in Parliament. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about this exchange. Do you think Ian Blackford took the right approach? I believe he did. I think at this stage, there's nothing left to do. You know, Parliament is supposed to be a place where you hold the government to account. But you can't hold the government to account if the Prime Minister and his cabinet do not answer questions. It's become a charade. It's become a joke. So the only approach you can take with this Prime Minister is to trap him. Allow him to put himself in a position where he can't defend himself. Let me know in the comment section. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?